Have you ever wondered how the Vietnam War, a conflict that raged half a century ago, continues to shape the lives of those who fought within its jungles and cities? The Vietnam War, a complex and tumultuous period, unraveled between the late 1950s and the mid-1970s. It began as a civil war between North and South Vietnam, but quickly escalated into an international conflict, drawing in the United States and other world powers. The early years of the war saw the Viet Cong, a group of South Vietnamese communists, fighting an insurgency against the South Vietnamese government. The United States, fearing the spread of communism, stepped in to support the South. This marked the beginning of a protracted and brutal conflict that would last for nearly 2 decades. In the mid-1960s, American involvement deepened. Ground troops were deployed, and the war escalated. The North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong were formidable opponents, using guerrilla tactics and intricate tunnel systems, like the Cu Chi tunnels, to wage a war of attrition against their foes. This was a war unlike any other. It was fought not only in the battlefields, but also in the hearts and minds of the people. Propaganda, misinformation, and psychological warfare played crucial roles. As the war trudged on, public sentiment shifted. The American public, initially supportive, grew increasingly disillusioned. Images of the war's brutality and tales of atrocities committed by all sides flooded the media. Protests erupted across the country, demanding an end to the war. In the early 1970s, peace talks began in Paris. After much negotiation and diplomatic maneuvering, a peace agreement was finally signed in 1973. The last American troops left Vietnam, but the war continued between North and South Vietnam until 1975, when the North finally claimed victory. The Vietnam War was a defining moment in the 20th century. It shaped national identities, altered global politics, and forever changed the lives of those who fought in it. It was a war that questioned the very nature of conflict, the value of human life, and the lengths to which nations would go to preserve their ideologies. To summarize, the Vietnam War was a complex conflict that spanned over 2 decades. It began as a civil war, escalated into an international conflict, and ended with a hard-fought peace agreement. It was a war marked by guerrilla warfare, psychological tactics, and a shifting public sentiment. It left a profound impact on those who fought in it and continues to shape our understanding of war and peace. The Vietnam War, a conflict that may have ended on paper, still resonates in the hearts and minds of those who lived through it. It is a stark reminder of the cost of war and the enduring human spirit that prevails even in the face of unimaginable hardship.